Okay, this is March 24th, 2011. Yesterday I wasn't able to do an analysis as I had other obligations yesterday evening. But I was in the chat room pretty late after I was finished with my obligations. But let's take a look here. 4-hour chart, Eurodollar. Tuesday evening we predicted that price would come down to the 50 EMA and the 50% retracement and bounce. That was a nice trade, gave some great pips. And this is the 4-hour chart. And we had bullish hidden divergence to go with it to support that, so that all worked out great. Now let's find our target on this 4-hour chart. So our head and shoulders pattern played out. I'm going to get rid of this. Our original AB equals CD played out. Now we have this new one, and let's see what the target is on this. Yeah, if I can get this right here. Alright. So the actual AB equals CD target, the ultimate, of course each FE level is a target, but the ultimate is 44.47 approximately. Okay, we have this trend line coming up here that has held support. Actually, yeah. Alright, so the target on that is 44.47. Now, if we look at the daily chart, we're still in this ABC long, haven't reached the target yet. Target is 44.18. So we pretty much have a decent confluence there. Price will probably reach that, but we'll have to see. We cannot say for sure ever. Okay, I'm going to pause this for just a second. Okay, let's move over to the 1-hour chart and what's going on here. Last night I took a long on this 4-hour chart and I'm still in it. Why? Because we have an inverse head and shoulders ABC pattern off the 50% retracement. Okay, so I'm anticipating a move up, and let's find we also have a bull flag. Let's find the target on this ABC. Here's our inverse head and shoulders. That target is up here at 43.66. Okay. Here's the neckline. The reason I bought this trade last night is because we had an ABC to the upside off the 50% retracement. Okay, the target. Target on this is 42.77. Oops, I'm sorry, 43.08. Okay, so the target on the 1 hour is 43.08. The inverse target is 43.66. The 4-hour AB equals CD is 44.47, and the daily AB equals CD is 44.18. So those are our targets that we want to work towards, and we're going to do that by trading the ABC longs on the smaller time frames, which my entry was last night for this long that I'm currently in off of the 1-hour chart. Now, when am I going to get out of this trade? I wanted to show you one other thing. Oops, wrong chart. I'll look at the hourly. I wanted to show you one other thing. We have a bit of confliction in the charts, so we have to be careful because we do have an A, B, C to the downside too on a larger scale. But we are in an uptrend, So it's okay that we go long, even though we have an ABC to the downside on a larger scale, because we have, not a very big stop loss. Now, looking at this 30-minute chart, this is when I'm going to exit if the trade goes against me. So as you notice, we had an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we could call this the right shoulder, or we could call this the right shoulder. It doesn't really matter. Or the left shoulder, I'm sorry. The target on that is 42.42. Have not met it yet. But in the meantime, we have formed another inverse on this 30-minute as time went on. Okay. So we have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. We also have a bull flag here, and we also have an ABC to the upside here. Okay. Now, if price closes on this 30-minute chart below this confluence of trend lines, the neckline and this longer trend line that comes down through here, if price closes a 30-minute below that, that's where I will exit if the trade goes against me. Otherwise, I'm targeting this 42.42, and we have a new head and shoulders pattern which developed, which is 117 pips off that trend line. About 42.88. Let's put it up here. Okay, so that is our new head and shoulders 30-minute target. So we have a 42.42 and a 42.88 target, because we have a double head and shoulders there basically. So as long as I stay above and do not close the 30-minute below this confluence of trend lines, I'll remain in the trade. And I'll be looking for those targets that I mentioned. This is Friday, and once the U.S. market opens up, things can get crazy. So, just beware. I don't trade a lot on Fridays, but since I entered this trade last night, I'm trading on Friday. But one other thing I wanted to show you. I do not trade the pound dollar very often. If I see a really good opportunity, I will trade it. Here's the pound dollar daily chart. Of course, we're in an uptrend. Here we have trend line support. Okay, so that's the daily. Now, switching this over to the 4-hour chart, we have an A, B, C to the upside in an uptrend off the 786. Now, we also have bullish hidden divergence. And this candle closes on this 4-hour chart, closes for me in 15 minutes. So I'll be looking at that for a possible long entry on the pound dollar. A lot depends on this candle. And I'll have to look down to the smaller time frames to see what's going on down here. Here's a 1-hour chart. Now, what may prevent me from taking that long, even though it looks so great on this 4-hour chart, is we do run the risk of testing this trend line and maybe even coming down further, because look what we have here. We have a head and shoulders pattern to the downside. Okay. So, I'll be watching that, and I may trade it depending on what the lower time frames give me. Here's a 30-minute. So when I get a new 4-hour candle, I'll drop down to the lower time frames and see what I have going on here. This is a 30-minute, and I think a good idea for an entry would maybe not be immediately, but maybe would be a 30-minute close above here to above this trend line to possibly start trading long. Although if I get some kind of price action signal on the 15-minute chart, I could get in earlier. But I don't really see at the moment, of course we still have 15 minutes, I don't really see the possibility. Of course, maybe I do here. I do see on this 15-minute chart ABC to the long side off of the 61.8. So here's the deal on that. If I was to trade this, I'd wait for the 4-hour bar to close, which is 15 minutes from now. I could enter the trade long, and if price closes a 15-minute below the 61.8, then I would exit the trade. I would know I'm wrong. So very small risk to reward ratio on that possibility. So I'll keep my eye on that. That's a very good possibility. Okay, so this is March 24th, Friday, 2011.